Okay, just to give a quick update on what is going on here, and hopefully my mic is picking up. It's been weird. Okay, before this session starts officially, so everybody's at the newsers. We find out that Alvin's Master Maratus, a lady monk, is there. I think it's Maratus is how you say it, something like that. Anyway, so she's there on business, as Carmen brings up, because she never stops by just because she's a monk, you know, she's Yoda. She doesn't have feelings, doesn't have friends. Anyway, so Alvin goes to get some tea, and Trym and Aldrik are just out there by themselves, and happen to bring up to Maratus that Alvin has connections now, is connected to House Roldagost. Lots of interesting conversation there. And I can't go through all of it, but anyway, Maratus brings it up and is suggesting that Alvin has put too much value on possessions and politics, which is not what Trym and Aldrik brought up at all. Trym and Aldrik are just afraid that Alvin is maybe in over his head on all of this. They don't understand what's going on. So he kind of does a little bit of explaining, but it's very clear that he's mad at Aldrik and Trym and hurt because he feels like they basically betrayed him by bringing this up to his master, which Trym's definitely gonna have words about that if that gets brought up. Anyway, so after Alvin does some explaining, then Trym launches into a whole rant about, well, you know, it's Alvin, so she's gonna take up for him, take his side on the matter, or at least try in her own way. Aldrik agrees and says just as much in fewer words, of course, naturally. And then Maratus asks a little more about it, and then she hits Alvin with this, and it's savage. Oh my gosh. The choice is presented to you between saving Nobilia and selflessly saving the nearby orphanage. You could only save one. Which would you save? That's savage. That is savage. Who does that? Who does that? So, anyway, he admits he would save Nobilia. And then she answers Trym and says, you know, that's not what he was taught, and he was taught this, and not just to hold one possession and one object, not one person above all others. And what would a selfish person do? Of course, Trym has definitely got an opinion of that, but yeah, things kind of move on. Anyway, completely ruins poor Alvin. And Aldrik's exasperated, Trym's exasperated, and Carmen walks in with Kale. He's burnt the garden. Go figure. Then Alvin is now super mad at Aldrik and Trym. You two have done quite enough. I don't need any more of what you both call help. So, Kale realizes the tension, asks Trym with message cantrip what's going on, and of course she's madder than a hornet. There's a lot of breakable china in the room, and she decides to leave and go help Kale in the garden. So, that catches everything up. Basically, Boris takes Master Maratus down into the basement to show her Hazaran. Hope Hazaran cuts her. Yeah. Anyway, So, that's the catching up. So much stress. Emotional stress. It's great. So I'll put this on pause and start it up again when the game is officially on its way.
I told her to plant, not to harvest! It's not my fault! Carmen, please, no!
I just need to chop something! Okay.
They have training dummies, I think, somewhere.
Not in the courtyard. It's a very nice, refined courtyard.
Also where I keep blowing stuff up with fireball because we don't have any better place else to train, so...
Yes, which irritates Carmen to no end.
Ah, yes.
I think it'd actually be safe to say Trym is going to grab a shovel and demand where to dig, and then start digging with fervor, like a marine.
Yeah, go ahead and dig your hole deeper, Trym.
You monk.
Alright, so it is probably a little bit past noon, and I would say half of you are still in the house and half might be in the courtyard, or a couple might be in the courtyard. Carmen's making tea for everyone. Alvin is out at the Heroes Park. And you know, at least on the agenda, there's 2 other things. I don't think Alvin will remember. Supposed to go to Castle Waterdeep for a meeting, Castle with the Council Quiet, mid-afternoon. And then you guys have the processional tomorrow.
Wait, we have to attend the processional?
No, you do not. Oh. You're probably not invited.
Ah, thank God.
You specifically are definitely not invited.
Thank God.
Yes, but the processional is supposed to take place a little after dawn.
After dawn?
Yes.
What is wrong with this city people?
For Arthagast Olbrinter. Do you guys know that yet? I think you do.
Acodo might. I don't know if we do.
Yeah, I don't think we know anything about it.
Yeah, I tried asking, but the Lord Wildegost shut me down real quick.
Oh, so we don't know who croaked?
No, I tried to get that information, but Lord Wildegost was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I think the whole Wildegost family is that way, save for a couple.
Yeah, this is true.
And sweet Aunt Carmen.
He basically told me I wasn't high enough in the nobility chain in order for me to be asking those things.
Need to know.
What?
Yeah.
Throw the sulk in his face.
So we're mourning somebody's death, but we don't even know who we're mourning? Wow, that sounds fantastic.
You say we, but you're not invited.
I will be mourning from afar. Not like I really care, but you know, etiquette book says when it's somebody dies, it's etiquette to mourn and how to mourn properly.
Wow, Kale's really making progress.
What? Progress? No.
And then we also have the giant emissary visit before, right about now, yeah? It's still late morning?
Yes. It's about noon. Carmen does come out with tea and some other biscuits and little teeny sandwiches.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So, did you guys have me do anything? Have me as doing anything particularly important? While
I think you
out?
tinkered something for us, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do a few tinker checks just so for what I would have been doing by myself?
Make like a cool belt thing for Alvin to attach to his new light that you could like open and close to show the light.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Preferably so it can flash and be like a flashlight.
Does Alan's robe have a belt? Is that like a thing?
Oh god, the belt that
There's a sash.
flashes.
Actually, I don't know if his new one does. Does it, Cindy?
Yeah, I'd say it does. I'd say it's relatively practical for all that Carmen wasn't super excited
Context.
about the hood.
So important.
Yeah, so Robin, if you wanted to do those, you could. I have to admit, I have not even looked on Fantasy Grounds to make Tinker Check things for that. We might, for the Council Quiet, move to Fantasy Grounds if people are able to, because I think I loaded all the pictures of the people involved on there. But we'll take a look at that later, because that's not what's currently on the agenda. So what would you guys like to do? Carmen comes out with the food. The trapdoor actually does open again, and
How do I do the tinker check? Because you said you weren't using Roll20, or are you using it? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm
so
tired.
currently we are on Roll20.
Okay, good, good.
But we might be moving to Fantasy Grounds for some flavor pictures later, if I can't load them up. And then, so yeah, the trapdoor opens. Meritus is first coming out. She doesn't really say much. Her staff comes up first, and then she climbs up, and then Boris comes up as well.
She survived.
Yeah, and
I mean, she's like a way stronger version of Alvin, so.
yeah.
Water walker.
Yeah, Boris looks around. He says, "It looks a little calmer right now."
Chicken.
Aldrik looks over to Boars. Any new information on Hazaron?
Well, yes. Meritus says the construction's very ancient. It looks like the crafter is something I've seen before, but it was a very long time ago, and I do not know the original source, but it was an evil item before that was a crown.
Somebody turned a crown into a sword?
No, it was a different item.
Aldrik looks over at
Oh.
Kale and rolls his eyes.
Oh, I get it now. Okay. The guy who made the crown made the sword. Gotcha.
What is that noise?
Is someone like making potions in the background?
Sounds like blowing bubbles in a drink.
What is
Aldrik,
Wow.
initiative.
All these natural ones.
Wait, what is wrong with you guys?
Yeah, usually I'm the one that rolls horribly.
Guys, what is wrong with you?
Hey, I can see everything. I'm just gonna be going at the very end.
Listen, Alvin's not in a great place right now.
You know it's gonna be a great day when Acodo and Kale are the first ones to attack.
So what are we attacking?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, there's no fighting. It's just the typical before game rolling to see how people
Yes,
go.
yes, sorry. So if I were gonna make that belt, which would I do?
It's not that complicated because it's. Are we talking about just something simple that just kind of like almost opens and shuts?
Right, basically, yeah,
Oh,
a pouch
God.
that has a flap that opens and
Sorry.
shuts that he can show the light.
Aldrik, just so that I'm not adding weird stuff here. I add 1400 gold plus 420 gold because of the stuff and the other stuff. So like whatever I have
correct.
now
Yep.
and then I
Plus 1820.
Well
Yes, we're all ridiculously wealthy.
still not wealthy enough to buy a tavern. God damn it.
So,
Well, yes, and a
which
tavern in a
so do
different
you
place.
want me to pick easy or medium?
Easy's fine.
Alright.
Oh yeah, I think We talked that Trym was going to see if Robin could also tinker up like some sort of loop for her belt to strap her lantern onto so that she can always carry her lantern.
I don't think that would require a tinker. I think that would just be... That was just like pounding a rivet into a belt. I don't think that would require tinker.
Okay.
Okay.
It feels
And-
weird to be rich again.
Right.
This
So
time I
then-
was this rich, I squandered it on a crossbow that I never used. I just...
You were a lot.
But it's pink.
You're a lot richer now than.
I'm not that much richer.
So
800 gold richer.
But it's
Oh.
pink.
We receive.
Yes!
We receive 420 each of what? On that?
I think that's gold.
Is that gold? Okay.
I don't even know where my gold is. I'm sorry. I've been so frazzled.
It's in the middle of the sheet.
I know that. It's just that I don't even know how much I have anymore. I haven't been keeping track because of all this.
You have
Okay.
a shitload now because of that dragon fight. We all like came away with 3,000 each or something.
Is
Okay.
that
Close
it?
to
For some
it.
reason, I thought it was more.
Well, a lot of it went to party funds and then tithe, so you know that kind of sucks.
A lot. It wasn't that much.
Well, so the dragon fight itself actually didn't give us that much gold. There's 26 platinum, 348 gold. But some of the loot we got from there turned into another 1,800 gold each.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, you ended up with what, 26 platinum, 18. I mean, yeah, you ended up with a whole bunch between.
I'm
them.
just seeing that we have 14,000 gold sitting in party
How many
funds.
days has it been since I was actually active in game?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
A week, I think. Because the castle scene was a week. Like, I mean, we were up in the castles flying down towards Cornwall for a week.
I think
and then,
Robin was there for approaching Scornable.
Yeah, I was
So-
there for coaching.
So that was. So I'm thinking 2 days.
Yeah.
Alright.
Robin, I do need to update your tinkering stuff, and I'll do that at a later time.
So that
I
should
would
be
consider the thing you're trying to make for Alvin not that complicated of a thing. Not even the.
Yeah, this
So-
is for what she'd be doing in her own time.
Okay.
Robin, had you already added your gold that you got after the dragon fight to your totals?
Nope, I haven't been adding anything.
Okay. Well, I'll give you your total then. Your totals, you'd already grabbed some other stuff for yourselves, so yours is a little different.
I was just trying to find scraps I could tinker with.
scraps that you could tinker with ended up costing, like, worth valuing itself at 1,000 gold, so
Yeah,
you
they
have
were worth a
1,000 gold
lot.
of stuff
Yeah.
to
Alright.
tinker with. Apparently the loot I melted at the Swamp Castle was worth, like, what, 1,400 gold a pop, and it was... Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we still have some rare books to sell as well.
Yeah, that's
well,
right. Boris
say-
said he would make us an offer.
Let's see here. Do I have?
Boris tells Kale his apprenticeship costs a lot.
So Robin, your share is there in the main chat.
Thank you. Alright, so that would be that. Oh gosh, math.
Aldrik will look around. So I think we were planning on meeting with the giant emissaries.
Carmen says, which one?
There's two.
There's several.
The one here.
I'm trying to look it up.
Duh.
There we go. And then
Carmen says,
there.
You met the giant emissary to Baldur's Gate, and we removed him from power. He has not been replaced yet. Then there is one for Waterdeep, and there is one,
For the Lord's
Oh.
Alliance.
yes, Neverwinter and the Lord's Alliance, as well as the Order of the Gauntlet.
But you said that. I mean, I think you told us the Order of the Gauntlet one is actually down in Baldur's Gate right now.
Yeah, he's kind of covering.
Um,
No, got that
I mean,
updated.
I was thinking it might make the most sense to start off with the emissary for Waterdeep, given that will be likely beginning in this area.
So
So are Lord Nogarontor and Lord Hawkwinter in two different locations? Out of character.
they're both in Waterdeep, and actually most of the emissaries to the giant operate pretty close by. They've got offices. They talk to each other quite frequently and share information. Carmen offers to send someone to both places to see if either of them is available for an appointment.
Thank you, Carmen. That would be very helpful.
So she sends him. She goes to the front door, finds someone on the street, and then returns. And she does say to Acodo, you weren't around earlier. You need to remember to set the wards when you come back from wandering around in the city.
Oh, of course, Auntie. I'm sorry. I forgot. I was a little excited. Is Boris there?
Yeah, Boris is also. He came up with Meritus. Everyone's kind of like sitting around, except maybe Trym and Kale, having some small sandwiches and some tea.
Acodo will approach Boris and he'll hand him his contract. And he'll say this is Parso gave this to me after my family meeting. And I'll just tell him it looks the words are kind of draconic, but it's kind of hard to read it. I think it's some kind of code. Maybe you can try to figure out what it says. There's only a couple of words that I've seen that make sense to me.
So Boris, kind of looks at it. He says, "So I'll need a little more light." He walks out to the courtyard. The sun's shining. Says to you, I'm assuming you're kind of like nearby, and says, "Yes, definitely draconic lettering, but you're right. It doesn't make sense. But this looks very familiar. The style, the way the letters slant." He says, "Are you sure this is actually the contract? Is this your signature here in the corner?"
Yes, it is.
And he tells you, "I don't recognize this signature."
Meanwhile, Kale is yelling at Trym in the courtyard. No, Trym, that's too deep. What are you trying to do? Bury a plant? We can't bury a plant. It's going to die. Here, this deep. Remember, the shovel only goes this deep. Oh my god, it's like your brain's made out of bricks or something.
And then there's the sound of a shovel being smashed over somebody's head.
Ah!
You guys are probably within sight of Boris. He just kind of looks up, looks back down.
I swear to God, Trym, gonna arm and kill me.
So, Boris does say to you, ask you, Acodo, if they talked about a time interval for this contract and what the restrictions were and what the actual benefits were.
Could Kale eavesdrop on this conversation?
Would you even know that this was a conversation to be eavesdropped on?
You just got hit in the head with a shovel.
Yeah,
I mean, Acodo and Boris standing close to each other, hush hush, with a piece of paper. It sounds pretty eavesdrop worthy. Yeah.
Well, I think he was eavesdropping, and then he's knocked out.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not sure Trym would like watch you go.
Yeah. I don't know. She's pretty mad right now. So she'll probably till up everything. I
No,
don't know.
no, those aren't ready for harvest, no! Kale furiously wishes he has banished.
Wow.
Wow, that would be interesting when she came out of that.
Yeah.
Out
He'd
of-
probably cast it and run, though, right?
Probably. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Trym is basically just rage cleaning up everything that looks burnt and turning the ground under it.
Let's see here.
So Acodo does say to you, he points out the words you had already looked at, and he said, "Do you recognize that title?"
Which one?
The Shadow King.
Yes, I recognize that one.
Do you know who it refers to?
I do not.
He says it could be someone completely different. There is one person who is known as the Shadow King. He started out with the title Sorcerer King.
So Kale, basically.
But that was of an ancient human empire. But their language used an ancient form of draconic lettering. So this would make some sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. I guess I can research it a bit more when I have the chance.
Okay.
So I do have some books in the library, Acodo, that might be helpful. I'll take a look at these and tell you what I can find. You, of course, are welcome to look through the library, but I don't think you know all of Carmen's places of where she puts books.
Sure, I can find some, but that would be very helpful.
About this time, there is Carmen actually opens the door because she knows the turn, and she says, "Well, you guys are both lucky and unlucky. The emissary to the Giants for Waterdeep is out of town, but the emissary for the Lord's Alliance is, is in town, but he's not receiving anyone. But his secretary will receive you, and perhaps aid you in discovering what you need.
And Kale looks up like, I ain't going anywhere near the giants place. The last time we went gianty places, I'm pretty sure I pissed one or two of them off, so I'll let these guys do the talking, and when they find out who kidnapped the giants, I'll go in there, guns blazing, and then we'll all just be cool, right? That's the way this team works now, right?
Carmen looks at you and she says, well, first of all, the emissary to the Giants does not employ giants. There are no giants in Waterdeep.
Yeah, Kale, we are going to talk to the emissary, or in this case the secretary, to help us find the location of a tribe of giants so that we know where we're going. We're trying to learn things.
Heh.
Don't think too hard on it, too. What's left in the brain may melt.
Kale goes back to harvesting radishes.
Carmen says, well, are you guys going? They're expecting
Yep. Aldrik looks around. Are we ready? I don't know where Alvin went or when he's going to be back, but I think we need to go.
Acodo turns to the boards real quick and says, did you receive my letter? Yes.
you. Yes, I did.
Okay. I had a couple of things to add to that, but that can wait.
I would have loved if he said no.
I know, right?
Yeah, the one you said from your house? No, I didn't get that.
That would
Kale would totally believe him.
bring in some bad memories with his father. Conversation with his father was not great.
Oh, but
Yeah,
you left the one with your mother.
No, that was not great at all. That was equally horrible.
In a much different way.
Yeah, equally but very differently.
Yeah.
And to think you're going back there.
I have no room. I might be staying here.
Wait, you don't get room in your own house? Wow.
Apparently, it's being used as a storage facility.
What?
That was fast. You were gone for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, he's been an apprentice. He's been gone for 3
Oh,
years.
that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently,
Wow.
You just left.
yeah. Acodo arrived to his room and it was filled with a bunch of dried food, a bunch of crates. The only thing that was visible was his bed, right?
Yeah, and not all of it.
Yeah. So
Yikes.
Acodo's gonna be staying with the Noosers.
Oh my gosh. Well, before they leave the Noosers, Trym will look between Aldrik and Carmen and say, "Hey, where's Alvin?"
I don't know, he walked off. I suspect he'll be back when he's ready.
She huffs. Her cheeks are getting a little redder. She says, "Aye, as long as no bounty hunter snatches his head." She looks at Carmen. "If you see him, please let him know where we went."
I will.
Alvin did tell Carmen where he was going, yeah?
Yeah, oh,
He
yeah.
said it as he was
told her
leaving.
he-
Yeah, you told Carmen. You just didn't tell us.
Okay.
Carmen's a busybody, but she doesn't feel like telling anyone. All right. So yeah, a carriage has been arranged. Is Kale and Robin? Are you guys going?
Huh? Where are we going?
They want to go to the basically a giant embassy, but Kale's not going because he has gardens to clean and spells to master.
More
If you want to
gardens
stick around,
clean.
yeah. If you want to stick around and turn Kale into a cat again, you're more than welcome.
I can turn him
Actually-
into a cat and bring him along.
Actually, that might be a good idea when we go to the council quiet, because Kale wants one, but he knows he shouldn't say anything, so he needs you to turn him into a cat, like way in
You like
advance.
being a cat.
Well, it's a lot better than a whole bunch of other creatures. Imagine if you turned me into, like, say, a slug. God, I just gave you an idea.
Bo might eat slugs.
Oh,
Yeah, he'd eat you in a
Definite-
heartbeat.
please no slugs then. I need something that can eat Bo, but still get eaten by dog if I have to. Oh, wait, can you turn me into a bird?
Yeah.
Nah, never mind.
Turn him into a parrot. That way he can talk, but no one takes it seriously.
Orc, fire, orc.
That would be so perfect.
I could turn him into a chicken.
Oh my word.
I was hoping you weren't gonna say that, but
So
Okay.
I'll just go look around and are we ready?
So do you want me to do it now or later?
no, polymorph only lasts like an hour, so we're gonna wait until like we're at the door of the council quiet, and then you're gonna turn me.
Yeah, and that's the next meeting, not this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Trym kind of takes the lead, starts heading toward.
Oh, it didn't get added here.
Yeah,
I thought I added
they provided, or Carmen ordered up a carriage in
Okay.
this area of the
So when
Waterdeep uses
When is
carriages.
the other? When's the other thing?
Uh,
The,
Right after this.
This evening we're meeting with Council Quiet.
late afternoon, so
Late
somewhere
afternoon.
around 4 or so.
So Trym will probably ride Grog and follow the carriage outside.
All right. So you guys head northward in Waterdeep.
I'm level
along-
6, right? This looks right. Right?
No, you should be 7.
Oh, 7, yes.
Yeah.
So why does it have me as being 6?
Probably
Yeah,
because you
level.
didn't change it
Level
to 7.
I thought I did. Oh, if that's right, I wasn't at my computer.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, you guys head northward in Waterdeep through some pretty nice neighborhoods and such. Most everything is residential for a bit, and then you
Come
end up
Ooh.
in front of a couple of buildings. I'd say there's probably 3 or 4 of them with structures that could receive giants, where they could enter without having
There
to
we
walk
go.
too much.
There we go.
But
Finally got in. Thank
there's
God.
2 sets of doorknobs, one that's high for giants and one that's lower for regular people, except not one really low for halflings.
Well, I was about to.
Racist!
I was about to quote Alvin and say, "Wow, they're really polite," but then, yeah, racists.
So the place that you pull up to has large banners that do proclaim it as emissary to the giants in for the Lord's Alliance. So it's got heraldry for both the Lords of Alliance. It also has the giant language along the banners as well as common. Driver says, "You're here."
Okay.
Yep, in we go.
You knock at the door. It opens. There's a gnome that opens the door and says, "Oh, you must be sent by Ms. Carmen Nooser."
That's correct.
Okay. Yes. As we told her, her messenger boy, the emissary's busy, but he'll be out of his meeting in a few hours. But his secretary is available if you just need information about giants.
Thank you. That'd be very helpful.
Okay. Follow me. We're going to the library. Have you been here before?
Aldrik looks over at Acodo.
I don't know. Have I been here before?
No, you
No.
usually don't get involved.
Yeah,
Giant.
Cuddle shrugs and shakes his head.
No, none of us have been here before.
Oh, okay. So you haven't met the secretary. His name is Merrick Dath. And come in. And you guys enter this big, long, tall corridor. Everything is really built for giant size.
Could you type that name in the chat?
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Of course.
How did you... What?
Yes, how did you know?
Silence on this side.
What's a modifier again? I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
plus
so
5
bad.
for you, I'm sure.
You have 20 charisma, right?
No.
Oh, what's your charisma?
18.
It's plus 4 for you.
Oh. Well, I had no idea that's how it worked. I thought I just gained one each level.
Nope. Not with charisma, sadly. Or not inspiration. That's what I meant. Not charisma.
So he leads you down the hallway
That's annoying.
to a large door for a library and opens it. There's a desk here with lots of paperwork.
Now I'm more useless. Maybe you shouldn't have said anything.
Lots of books. And Robin, I don't think bards are useless.
I'm kind of teasing, kind of.
All right. And there is a tiefling who is sitting at the desk. And the gnome says, Mr. Diaz, these are from the Noosers. I didn't get any names. And he kind of like leaves you in there.
Merrick looks up from the table and looks at everyone in front of him. He has a very politely bored expression, but he's just staring at all of you expectantly.
What?
Can I help you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm freaking out here now. What?
Yeah. Yes, we were hoping you could help us. My name is Aldrik Ironbeard, and I'm accompanied by Trym Oakstone and Molagast, and Robin. Wait, Kale's not with us, right?
Kale is not with
9.
And Robin. We were hoping you might be able to help us locate a tribe of hill giants.
No. Merrick glances at Acodo and inclines his head politely, then looks back to Aldrik and say, what kind of hill giants? Where?
The savage kind. Somewhere up north.
Do you have any more details? There are quite a few to the north.
Acodo gives a slight bow in Merrick's direction and says, "We're looking for the John Hant, a group of hill giants who are in hiding."
Merrick looks down at his table thoughtfully. I'm not out of character. Cindy, how do you want me to do this exactly?
Go ahead, roll an intelligence check. We'll just do it that way.
Okay, with Merrick's current modifier?
With Merrick's current modifier is fine.
Okay.
Okay, so we should probably explain a little bit of...
No, this is great.
No?
Yeah, everyone's freaking out. Calm down.
Yeah, please don't explain. Let us figure this.
Well, I mean, there's two options, so I'm hoping it's one and not the other.
I'm freaking out. This is cruelty on a whole new level. Torture. Savage.
Oh yeah, she's inciting Kale right now.
Acodo, did you actually have a name of the tribe from somewhere?
Yeah, it was in the chat. That's where I got it from. Or not
Oh,
from the chat. It was a
And it's a 22. Or
Cindy, would this be intelligence or history?
I'm fine with either, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a... Wait, let me roll a d4. That's a 24.
Okay.
Yeah, Cindy typed it out on the Black that has said it. I have given it some thought. My children were taken by the John Hant group of hill giants who are in hiding. It was posted on the January the 23rd.
So that should show up, Merrick, in your stuff. Ignore the numbers.
Am
Maybe. Let me.
Yeah, I don't see it.
In your folder.
I do not. What is it labeled exactly?
Sorry, it's under Alvin's folder.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
correct that. Okay.
I see.
Okay.
Okay. Ignore the numbers.
Yeah, those were based on your role, but you just superseded everything, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let me hang on. Out of character, let me read over this real quick before I say anything.
While he's doing that, has Trym ever seen a tiefling before?
I'm going to say you probably have, but not interacted with him. Because, the Order of the Aster ranges kind of far and wide.
Okay.
Right? You were all the way up north
Okay.
to meet Aldrik. You were all the way to the east.
True.
As far as... So, I would say you've seen them, but you haven't ever really interacted with them.
Okay. Alright. Well, let's face it, nothing gets as weird as a dragonborn. Giant talking lizard.
Okay. So, Merrick, his face is still politely bored, but his tail started making small, interested movements behind it when you bring up the hill giant. And he looks up from his desk and says, "To my knowledge, there are 8 hill giant tribes within the jurisdiction of the Lord's Alliance. The Nash, the Rakos, the Strumver, the Tog, the Tog, Urg, Hunt, and Smash. There are some smaller unassociated tribes with 2 to 4, but they're usually mobile. The Tug, Rakos, and Strumver haven't moved for several years. They're all far to the north in the Grey Peak Mountains, from the Strumver and the Serpent Hills. The Smash, Tog, and Urg have been moving, but they're in the same set of hills. The Nash is west of Tribor currently, and to the north is where the Nash Den is, north of the Crags. But is there anything in particular you're looking for? Something I could narrow it down for you? Are you looking for someone, or a hill giant in particular?"
Trym looks at Aldrik and Acodo questioningly. How much do we say?
We're looking for a group of hill giants who may have had a clash with a cloud giant.
And
Oh,
maybe have a couple of wee cloud giants among them.
children.
Aye.
Now that you say that, I believe there were some cloud giant children spotted south of Yartar.
Just the children spotted, or and accompanying hill giants?
All I heard were about the children.
Did you? Hold on. Yartar. Okay, there it is. I saw it.
Mm. Originally, the Nash had their den south of Yartar, but they've been driven out, and currently the Hunt from the north have moved into Occupy. Last I heard, there were about 7 hill giants among the Hunt clan.
Approximately how far south of the Yartar?
That's a good question.
Say
that I
about
would
half a
answer.
day.
About half a day.
What was the name of the tribe again? I'm sorry.
The Hunt. It originally belonged to the Nash. Here, I'll just type it.
Yeah.
I got an idea for something I want to make. I want to know what difficulty it would be. So, I want to make a little bird thing that, like, kind of got like a whistle in it, so it kind of chirp, sorta.
It's probably like a medium difficulty.
Yeah.
And Kale, just so you know, Yartar longitudinally is still south of Neverwinter, so
Latitude.
latitude. Thank
Still
you.
way further up from where I came from.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
actually, it's only slightly north of the Mirror of Deadman, where we just were.
Still, north is bad.
Like, excuse me.
Well, I have to say this has been extraordinarily helpful. Out of the norm.
I do what I can. Is that all, then?
But
Is there anything we should know about this Haunt tribe?
Hill giants are incredibly stupid and incredibly voracious. I recommend not interacting with them in any way.
But say hypothetically somebody maybe wanted to interact with them, how might be the best way to get their attention without making them
Food. Food.
What do they like?
A lot, everything.
They like dragons, mayhaps?
No. Giants are not particularly fond of dragons.
Do they like eating them?
They like eating people.
Yes. They do like eating everything that moves.
What about cloud giant children? Is there anything that might be important to know?
I'm afraid that my familiarity with children isn't exactly isn't exactly great. I know more of the clans and the tribe.
Well, thank you for your assistance. It is greatly appreciated.
No trouble. I think you can see yourself out.
Aye. Aldrik nods and turns to the rest of the people and heads towards the door.
Trym leads the way.
Acodo follows.
And Kale's buying children from the orphanage.
Giants.
Aren't you glad Kale didn't come? You
The door slams shut behind you of its own accord.
I'm still freaking out.
Yeah, so the gnome is meeting you on the other side of the study door and leads you to the exit. It says, "Hope it was helpful."
It was actually helpful.
Yeah, it was very helpful.
Out of
Thank
the
you.
ordinary for us, really.
Yes, we live to serve.
You have a good day, sir.
You too.
So, and then again, Trym will just follow the carriage if it's still waiting for us. On Grog.
Yes.
Oh, where are we going after this? Back to the Newsers?
Yes. I mean, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Acodo is at least going back to the Newsers. I don't know what time it is, because it's not time for the meeting, right?
It is not time yet.
I'm still freaking out. Gosh.
Merrick is my character from a different game.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's from my Wednesday night game.
Oh, okay.
It's actually the
Yeah, that was nice. I
story
wasn't
for Lord
expecting that.
Hawkwinter, the emissary to the
Is it-
giants in that game.
Oh,
Wait.
cool.
The worlds collide.
It is very cool.
That was the more promising hope was that she just gave you something to do because you weren't with us. So well, that worked out.
That's actually pretty cool. You were able to bring in another character. That's cool.
Well, this is, I guess, a couple years before the other.
Yeah. I figured it was, which is why I wasn't sure if I should use the current modifier, but
Yeah.
Worked out.
Too worried about it. Especially with the number you rolled. Okay, so yeah, you guys return to the Newsers. Actually, Meritus and Carmen and Boris are sitting in the around the kitchen table now, and talking. As you come in, Carmen does say to you, Acodo, "Did you set the wards?"
Of course it's the words.
Okay. All right.
I'll be right back. I have to go check on some stuff. Totally not bringing the words back up. 'Cause I already did that. Cuddle leaves.
Is there food sitting out?
Yeah, there's food. 'Cause it's,
Okay. Trym is grabbing some. Well, I have to say, visiting the Giants emissary people, even though it wasn't the emissary himself, was unusually helpful. Nice change for the day. Then she
Do you need to roll anything for the roll for the words?
oh, go ahead, roll an Arcana.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
All right, yeah, you don't have any trouble with anything but the furthest ward for the corner of the yard. But Carmen probably wouldn't notice that anyway.
All right.
Kale would. Hmm.
So Carmen says to you, Trym, you might want to change if you're going to be in front of the Open Lord of Waterdeep later today. You've got garden dirt all over the front of your.
I'm gonna ask if she's talking only to Trym there.
Kale walks in the kitchen, snaps his fingers a couple of times, and Chinese completely disregarding his own messy, just puts it, like, grabs a sandwich and. So when can we put Lex in a gem again? Didn't work last time, and he wants to try it, and I kind of want to try it, and I think it'll be pretty cool. So tomorrow?
Carmen says, we have other priorities.
I mean, after the whole processional thing tomorrow, we're not doing anything.
Trym looks at
I
Kale.
think.
Personally, I'd like to put you in a gym and have Lex.
You can't do that. He's dead.
No, he's not. He's inside of you.
Yeah. Well, it's complicated. He's technically dead.
Boris looks at you and goes, hey, that is a idea. I wonder
What?
if we altered the spell a little bit, if we could shift you into the gem instead of Lex. Very interesting.
Wait.
He pulls out a piece of paper and he starts scribbling on
Whoa!
it.
Wait! Hold up.
Aldrik's gonna hop in. Speaking of magic and related to our investigations of yesterday, Trym and I went to visit the temple this morning and found something interesting. They were turning away all visitors from their traditional services, and we were let in the side door. As it turns out, there was an incident last night.
Really? Let me guess. It's a white dragon.
Trym sighs.
We were dealing with a white dragon last night.
Well, who knows? Maybe they were dealing with a white dragon last night.
No, this is related to what we were doing last night, namely studying the anger well.
I thought you said it was the church that had an incident last night.
Yes, and the incident at the church last night is similar
Why do you
to
talk
what we
to
were studying last night.
Kale needs to sit down and think things through.
Aldrich sighs. The original artifact that was involved in the destruction of the Mother House was being kept here in Waterdeep and had been brought here after it was retaken. It turns out that one of the High Dawn Lords had been studying it and tried to apparently make a copy of it, which may or may not have been successful, which resulted in a significant amount of destruction when she tried to remove both the copy and the original last night. She caused quite a bit of damage before she fled. In searching her quarters today, they found this collection of colored stones, which you may recognize as being identical to the previous ones that we found.
Trym looks like she's about to cook in her armor. She's so steamed up and mad.
In between a mouthful of sandwich, Kale mumbles, "What is it with you Lathandrians?" And he swallows. Goddamn ring mirrors! Where's Baldur's Gate? Now what are they? What the? Huh? Scornavel? El Terrell? Fucking High Market blows up? At this point, I'm starting to think the Church of Lathander is slightly more dangerous than the cult.
Well, luckily for High Market, they've got Chontia over there, not Lathander.
Perhaps you haven't been paying attention to the fact. Remember those anger coins? Those anger coins were created by being in contact with one of these actual wells. And
well, I get that much.
The temple had one, and it was stolen by apparently a High Dawn Lord who was actually a member of the cult and was trying to use it to create more mirrors.
Yeah, tomato.
Obviously, we've got a rat in the church. and she's been made known now. At least that one. There could be more. I'll admit I've been suspicious of it for a while. But the thing that's got me is that she's gotten away, and she has that bloody artifact with her.
Aldrik looks over at Trym. You've been suspicious of her for a while?
No, not her. I have no idea who she is. I've just been suspicious since my mother died, that there was someone in the church who was a rat.
There are a question of how it was that this item was introduced, certainly. In any case, we now have a connection between the cults and these wells, which we were not previously aware of, and which is one of the things that Boars had been curious about when we were talking about it last night.
Speaking of Boars, Kale looks at him and said, "Wait, did you know the church had a rune mirror? This thing?
No, I didn't.
What?
You didn't?
Didn't you mention... I thought when we were talking to you last night, you had mentioned that you're aware that they had the artifact that had been brought here.
Boars.
Okay, this is it.
Boris is going senile.
He's paying attention to his notes. Oh, did I? Sorry.
I mean, right, Trym? I'm not crazy, right? He did tell us that?
Yeah. Unless
Okay.
we're both crazy. I mean,
Okay, I apologize. Yes, he knows about the artifact was dropped off by the two Dawn Lords, but he knows nothing else beyond that.
Any particular reason why you haven't visited it and done your usual, Tuesday morning ritual of exorcising evil demon stuffs?
Well, Kale, you see there's
Oh, you can
people like Mr. Newsers and the church may not always see eye to eye.
Exactly.
What could a church want with an evil thing? You're supposed to be like good people, like uphold the
They
peace
would want
people.
to study it so that they can destroy it. Kind of like what Mr. Newsers is doing. but
Or
their
you could
studying
give
would
it
be
to
very
Mr.
different.
Newser and he can give you a 3-hour lecture, which is a lot safer.
Carmen's all 4.
In either
Yes.
case, it was the Dawn Lords, our superiors, who took it, and they delivered it. As far as anyone knows, from what I've been told, no one knows how to destroy one of these rune mirrors. From
Kale
what
looks
I
at
was
Boars.
Boris says, "Do you know that in those vaults, many of the churches of the good deities store artifacts that are evil?"
Why? Because they're too weak to destroy them.
Not all artifacts can be destroyed so easily.
Sometimes it is safer to keep them locked away where no one can access them than it is to attempt to destroy them and risk possible catastrophe.
Boris says also sometimes they might prove useful.
Well, that's debatable, depending on who you talk to.
Kale grabs himself another sandwich. How's it on?
Trym knows a glare at him.
I'm not saying I don't understand. I'm just... See, if, like, I was the one who kept evil things and then realized, hey, maybe this thing isn't so bad if I used it the right way. Okay, I get that. It's just that, churches and... Kale looks at both Trym and Aldrik. You both need to show me, like, properly tell me what churches are supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. Because, like, I think I have a really skewed perception.
Aldrik rolls his eyes, looks over at Trym. A church.
Perhaps another day.
is dedicated to the worship of a deity.
And whatever that deity stands for is the duties that his followers perform, and that could be very broad.
Huh. So you guys are like cults, but with legal stuff.
Trym
We're-
actually
we're-
looks at Aldrik and shrugs. We don't force other people into our ways, typically.
I don't remember the cult of the dragon forcing us, but
Yeah, but they weren't particularly nice about taking away all of High Market's stuff.
There are certain similarities, as far as, I mean, the word cult refers to a practice of a sort of religion. So there certainly are similarities in that regard. But a religion is typically more open. It is not secretive, where a cult has a strong connotation of being secretive in the worship of whoever that is that they follow.
Aye. And they're typically elitist psychopath murderers, too. Typically.
cough, crazy Dawn Lords, cough. And he said cough, not actually cough, because he can't cough some more.
Well, in this case, it turns out this Dawn Lord apparently was a member of the cult. The Cult of the Dragon.
Exactly. Point proven.
In any case, there's important information we thought we needed to share. If we have any sort of leads on her, we'll certainly work to track her down as we go about our business. Additionally, the two original Dawn Lords who brought the artifact to Waterdeep were out on a mission and have not been seen in some time.
Oh, great. Guess who's dead?
Including Trym's former master, paladin, who rescued me.
Okay, that wouldn't be good if they were dead, but let's, put a pin on it.
And also another one by the name of Murray, who we might find, I guess.
Wait, what?
Well, there's two of them. One of them is Trym's former master, and the other one is one by the name of Murray.
What? Hey, isn't that the guy who we found, like, neck deep in dirt somewhere?
No.
No.
You saw an image of Murray in your trial. You may remember that Carmen here had pulled from my mind.
Aldrik tricked Alvin into hitting him.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
not the most pleasant of fellows.
Clearly. I wouldn't miss that guy if he died. English. I mean, common.
Raises his finger and then he shakes his head and just lets it go.
Trym narrows a glare at Kale. They're not dead.
Kale shrugs his soldier and bites his sandwich.
So Carmen says, so who's going to go get Alvin?
Not me. Not it.
Maybe I
I'll go.
Let's judge him.
Yeah.
I'll go. And then Aldrik looks over to Kodo. Are you willing to come with?
Well, I had a couple of things I had to discuss with Boris before
I'll go.
continuing on.
After all, it's you and I who've hurt him.
Agreed. I take it you know where to find him, Carmen?
She says, yes, he was going over to the Hero's Path. It's a park. Acodo would know where, but it is a very nice park.
Or you can grab a random kid off the street, pay him a silver, and he'll lead you the way.
He will.
It's how I get around, so I mean...
You pay children.
Well, I mean...
Take him special
I know.
places.
Yeah.
You pull children off the streets and you pay them.
Better
yes.
than feeding them to hill trolls.
I'm not
Given
above
his
that
voice.
either, but yes, I can. Like, child
Does
labor
Trym-
isn't illegal in Suncoast, is it?
does Trym know if Grog's nose could follow Alvin?
Yeah, probably give advantage on essentially a survival check.
Aldrik turns to him and says, "That's okay. We don't need it."
Or you could pay a kid, you know.
And then he goes, approximately how far away is this park?
It's probably about a 15 to 20-minute walk north, almost straight up the road here.
Is it reasonably clearly labeled that we'll see it as we go straight up the road?
Almost all streets to the north will dead end at this park. It is the park before the Great Wall and before the exit to Waterdeep.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Shall we?
Yep.
If you ever get lost, don't forget to call the Waterdeep touristing services, or otherwise known as random children on the street.
Thank you for that, Kale. That was very helpful.
No, oh, I'm not very helpful. They're very helpful.
My dog is whining at me to go pee. I will be right back.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so you guys head northward. It is a very nice day. It actually is, just like Carmen had said, pretty easy to find the park. It is a walled-in park, but it's not a high wall. It's one that if you wanted to, you could scale easily. But there are gates or at different intervals. There's a lot of not a lot, but there are guards here, city guards. They look to be patrolling mostly the edges and looking outwards towards the street rather than patrolling the park itself. The park is a very large park. You have seen villages that are smaller than this park. It's a lot of greenery, a lot of trees, ponds, statues, yeah, and flower gardens. At this point in time, towards the end of lunch, it's actually pretty quiet. There's not a ton of kids running around at this point, but there are people who have laid out blankets and are having picnics or romantic trysts, as the case may be.
Aldrik turns to Trym and then suggests they head in a little bit deeper into the garden, towards the center, and then that he may be able to find Alvin.
Alright. I'll follow you. If we get lost, we can use Grog then.
So Aldrik will go in a good maybe 1,500 feet or so, approximately, and then cast Locate Creature.
Okay.
Isn't that like a level 2 spell or something?
That's a level 4 spell.
It's a level 4 spell, you're wasting it on Alvin!
I mean, we're in the middle. I better not need a level 4. If I need a level 4 spell today, we've got serious problems.
Yo, well, that's why the silver piece thing is a thing!
Hey, Alvin's worth it. Alvin's worth a level 4 spell.
So Alvin's anywhere within 1,000 feet, and can be reached by a direct path. I know where he is, and I can walk to him.
Okay. So coming through the park, it's pretty wide open. You do spot some willow trees that this is where the spell is leading you. There are a couple of guards around the willow tree that see you and duck under the willow tree and then disappear behind them.
So the guards disappeared behind the willow trees?
They went, you know how willow trees cover everything? Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you see them duck into the willow trees, and then you do not see them again. You suspect they kept on going.
Well, that's...
Alvin, you should feel really special. Aldrik just burned his one and only level 4 spell slot to find you.
What?
Aldrik turns to Trym, and that was strange. Do they have any sort of like livery that they might recognize as being guards of something? Like say Goldagosts?
Yes. Go ahead, roll a history check.
Now this is creeping me out. I'm expecting bounty hunters or sleeper agents. We find out that Acodo has sicked them on us.
Why? Why me?
Because you and sleeper agents, dude.
I mean, I've been helping you guys out throughout this whole adventure.
Look at my nice 20 and a 1 there.
All right. Yeah, I know. Gotta run the gambit. So, yes, the livery looked pretty much like Roldagost guards.
Crap.
Why would there be Roldagost guards in near where Alvin is? I mean, roughly how far? I mean, it says I know his location, and direction of its movement. So I mean, can I tell? Does Alvin appear to be moving? And does he appear to be on the other side of where these guards went?
I'll bet.
So you feel that Alvin is within the willow tree. I mean, masked or covered by the willow tree.
Alvin has become one with the tree.
Yes.
Aldrik turns
Alvin
and looks at Trym.
is Willow
Well,
Tree.
He's in there. I guess we follow in after. I don't know what the guards are involved in.
Yeah, I bet I know.
Well, let's be ready for anything. And Aldrik heads towards the trees.
Yep. Trym is right with him. She's not riding Grog. Grog's next to her.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys enter the canopy of the largest willow tree. It's very pleasant in here. It's a little dim because it's shaded, but there's sun that comes in through the top of the tree in patches. And Alvin is there meditating.
Do we see the guards anywhere?
No.
And we don't see Nebulia either.
Nope.
So they weren't sitting under a tree. Dang it. Okay.
Aldrik looks over at Trym. So, do we interrupt him?
No. I was gonna just go sit with him. Personally.
No, I think that's reasonable enough. I certainly could use a little bit of time spent in prayer as well, although this is not my typical place I would go for my prayers. Since it is challenging to see the sun, I can see why it might be appealing to Alvin.
I have no idea what he's doing, but it looks like some sort of warrior trance to me, so I don't know. I was just gonna participate.
Oh, sorry.
Aldrik gives Trym a really strange look, like,
She just winks at him.
and then just shakes his head and kind of slowly starts walking towards Alvin. And he just kind of silently begins reciting his prayers.
Trym kind of takes a seat to Alvin's left, just a couple feet away from him. Sits cross-legged and has Grog lay down next to her. And chills.
Does Alvin notice them? With a natural 1 perception?
Oh, I forgot about the natural one. Yeah, it's very hard. They pretty much came into this. It's not even that large of an area. It's probably about 10 feet radius. So 20 feet diameter willow tree. I mean, it is a large one, but they pretty much came through.
Okay, does Alvin notice, or is he just still deep in the meditation?
I would say you noticed.
Okay.
Grog pants loudly.
Is Grog nearby?
Yeah. So are we in the tree or are we in a grove of them?
We're
So-
underneath a willow tree.
Yeah.
Underneath like a weeping willow, you know how
Yes.
they make like a canopy?
Okay. Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay. So, yeah, she had Grog kind of come in with him. Actually, I think I'll take that back and have him stay just outside of the willow branches and kind of keep an eye out. Considering the Ruldagast guards and she has no idea what's going on. Oh, nice.
Except all the way to the ground.
Well, yes, right.
Okay. Sweet.
So Aldrik will spend a good, probably like 10 minutes saying his prayers, prayers of his own. And assuming there's nothing from Alvin during that time,
Yeah, there's nothing.
okay, Aldrik will then turn to Alvin and just raise his voice a little bit. Alvin,
Yes?
I'm sorry that it went the way it did earlier today. It was not my intention for that to happen. It was certainly not the outcome I was hoping for.
And what outcome were you hoping for, Aldrich?
We were
I was hoping.
Go ahead.
I was hoping that we could provide you additional assistance in dealing with the political situation and surrounding complications that have arisen as a result of your becoming the champion of Nobilia.
Additional assistance.
Well, hopefully, you would rely on us to assist you in as much as possible, since you are a member of our party.
Oh? Alvin opens his eyes and looks at Aldrich. So that's rather interesting you would say that, considering the fact that the two of you are treating me like I am incapable of making my own decisions, and then moving behind my back to try and circumvent them.
Aldrich
Yeah,
turns
but-
and looks at Trym.
Trym's nose is wrinkled, like she's trying to understand that. That's not what we've been doing.
Oh, then how would you describe it?
Oh, I'd describe it as you stepped in a big pile of politics, and if I had done the same thing, I'd be scrambling for some help from my friends, because I don't know a bloody thing about politics, and I've been living in a city longer than you.
Why do you think I'm involved in politics?
You're involved with a Ruldagast. There's gotta be politics involved.
You are the champion of Lady Nobilia. You were involved in a situation with Lord Khan. That is all about politics.
I see. So you two know my situation better than I.
We don't know your situation at all because you've shared very little with us.
But you seem so certain of what I'm involved in, Aldrich. Please, do tell me more. How deeply am I involved?
Well,
Well, according to Carmen, you have there was a strong magic that was placed upon you when you became a champion.
Correct.
According to her, you are able to sense when things happen to Nobilia
which
Correct.
I would have liked to have known
across a
long
long
time ago.
distance, and apparently, in some fashion, even despite the distance, there is a connection between you that you are able to somehow support each other.
Correct.
That would have been nice to have known a long time ago.
All you had to do was ask.
I had no idea. All I knew
Well-
is you had a fancy ring.
I saw no reason to share. It wasn't hurting anybody. It wasn't hurting me. There was no harm done to anybody. And Alvin looks at Aldrich. And everything you just described, unless I'm mistaken, and please do correct me if I am, is not political. That's purely between Nobilia and I.
Except that a situation involving a regent such as her can never be non-political.
Oh,
Because
that's interesting.
she is deep in the politics of House Roldagost and of this city.
Then
And
I
you, as her
guess all of the
champion,
experience I've had thus far involving her, all the ones that I know of and I've experienced, all of those were inherently political, yes?
I'm not talking about your relationship with her. I'm talking about the situation
Oh, you make
between
them
her and
sound so
her house.
closely tied, though, Aldrich. I can't have one without the other, isn't that what you're saying?
That is exactly what I'm saying, is that you having a relationship with her as a champion means that by extension you are involving yourself in the politics of Waterdeep.
Alvin sighs and stands up. I was worried it would go like this. He'll look at both of you and say, I am not interested in discussing this matter with either of you any further. Let's return, please.
Trym
Aldrich,
stands up and says, alright, but just one more thing. Just tell me, how deeply connected are you to her? How much do you guys support one another? Because that does directly concern me.
I need
My
a scale
job.
or a reference at which to give you. I can't give that to you in a vacuum. What would you like me to compare it to?
Well, I would like to know, as I understand it, this whole ring magic business, is that if she's hurt or attacked in some way, that does directly affect you. And
No.
does it not?
No.
How does it affect you?
I can feel it, and I can choose to help her if I wish. I do not take any physical damage. I am not actually hurt in any manner.
Alright, and how does it work that way from you to her?
It's the same.
I see. So how much of your energy are you spending helping Nabelia?
None.
And how much is she spending helping you?
It depends on the moment, and however much she wishes.
But she is spending energy.
No.
And Trym just kind of narrows her eyes at him and says,
She has spent energy, but currently she is doing nothing. I am well and unharmed, though angry and frustrated.
that I can understand.
Aldrich
I'm
turns
the
and looks
same
at
way.
Trym. Frankly, that portion of it I am not concerned with. That is a portion that is between you and she. So long as you are able to continue what you are doing and what you're willing to do for us, that is not a problem for me. The concern for me is that there are bounties being placed upon you because of your role as her champion. And those lead to assassins and lead to other interference that does in fact interfere with our entire party. Is if there are assassins coming after you, that will affect all of us.
I am well aware of that fact, and if you recall, I informed you of that immediately.
Yes, I agree and I understand, but we need to understand what the situation is, what the political situation is that has led to those assassins being sent after her. That's the information that we as a party need to have,
You just
hopefully so that
explained
we can
it
help
to
you.
me. You just explained it word for word, Aldrich. She is regent. I am prime champion. In order for her to die, I must die first. So assassins are sent after me. Was there some other detail you were hoping for?
Yes, rather significantly. What is the political situation regarding her as regent that leads assassins to be sent after her?
Alvin sighed. Listen. The point is, you could have asked me all of this directly, as you are now, before you decided to go speak with Carmen, and then my master of all people.
Well, to be honest, Carmen, I think, brought it up first.
That is true.
And
Oh, that is a relief. Thank you, Trym. I feel so much better.
And with that in mind, how long did you think your master was gonna go without finding out?
And what we said to your master was that she should speak to Carmen to understand the situation, so that she, with the intent that we could provide you additional resources to assist you in all that you are doing. I am sorry that it worked out that way, and I'm sorry that your master behaved in the manner that she did. And I am sorry that what we did hurt you. But you
I'm
have to
sorry
understand.
that your apology has so many qualifications. I'm not interested in that, Aldrik. I'm returning to the house. Are you coming with me, or are you staying here?
We're coming. We just wanted to support you. Unfortunately, your master didn't see it that way.
My master is absolutely correct. It was a conversation I was intending to have with her, but it was sprung on her in a manner I was not outsized. It doesn't matter now. Let's go.
It does matter, because this is going to affect us. This right here is going to affect us. So we don't have to deal with this now, but we will have to deal with this at some point.
Alvin's walking back to the house.
Trym gets on Grog and follows, keeping a wary
Alvin pulls his hood over his head again before he leaves the willow.
But Aldrich sighs and spends about 5 more minutes underneath the tree in prayers before he returns.
And Trym is making sure to give Alvin some distance, but she's staying close enough, and trying to keep an eye out for any Rule de Ghost guards or anything suspicious.
Sorry, Trym. Just looking at your perception.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad.
I'm sure Aldrich will spot lots of people underneath the willow, though, right, with his big perception.
Yep.
Yeah, and with her low initiative, that's really sad if something happens. So...
Okay. All right. So, you guys head back towards the Newsers. It is early afternoon. The streets are rather busy, but mostly with servants and merchants. Not much of the nobility is out and about at this time.
Okay. Trym's still sticking fairly-ish close to Alvin.
Aldrich eventually makes his way back to the house.
When I finish my Okay, so when I finish my bird figurine, I'm going to give it to Carmen.
Okay. So you return into the house, and Photo actually goes out front before you guys before the rest of you reach the front of the house, and releases some of the wards so you guys can come in. Carmen looks at your bird creature, Robin, and says, "This is beautiful."
I thought I should make something to thank you for all you've done for us.
Well, you are always welcome under our roof. And as the rest of you come into the house, she says to you, Trym, "You still haven't changed."
Trym's cheeks brighten a little bit. What exactly do you mean by change? Should it just clean up? Or...
Yes,
Kale
clean up.
steps back inside. Means put on normal clothes, Trym, like normal people, Trym. Not
You are
armor,
going-
Trym.
You are going to attend Castle Waterdeep and the council.
Yeah, Trym.
You too, Kale.
Okay. I'll go upstairs and shower. Right.
Aldrik goes to his room and puts on his priestly robes, and then spends a few minutes writing a short letter.
Acodo's muttering really loudly. I don't understand why I have to do the wards. I mean, Kale is right here.
Because I don't know how to do the wards.
This is just unacceptable. I don't have to be doing this back and forth. This is just horrible.
What, you want to teach me?
So, Trym looks at Carmen and says, or do you have a place that I can change? And maybe a spare brush?
Yes, the boards has not taken down the outside rooms yet, so it would mean climbing up the outer tree ladder type things, but you would have a room, or you had the same room you slept in.
Oh, all right. By the way, how is let me see, what was her name? Adana?
Yeah, she's fine. I've found her aunt and uncle. She's staying with them right now.
Wait, what about her dad?
Her dad is still missing.
What? God damn it.
Well, at least she's back with family.
Yes.
I mean, if he was missing, we might... Never mind, I don't know that information.
Best news ever.
Yeah, I don't suppose the bounty hunters you talked to knew where her dad was.
Oh,
Kale points at Trym. This shark dunked them into the river like an Oreo.
I did ask him, though. She looks from Kale to Carmen. No, they had no idea. They only had half of the warrant poster, and only the half that had Adina's face on it. So they assumed that it was for her, not her father. So they had no idea where he was, according to their story, before I dumped him into the river like a cookie. I didn't pull back out.
She nods and she says, "Well, it would have been nice to read their minds, but..."
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring him through a teleporter with me. It was more fun to dump him over the side of a bridge.
I understand, and she smiles.
And Trym lightly grins back, and then she grabs her pack, and says, "Well, I guess I better go get changed." And she goes to her room.
Kale passes Alvin and Aldrik on his way up to his own rooms to change. And then he looks at Alvin. You look like...
Aldrik's already in his room, so you wouldn't notice me.
Then I'll probably just see Alvin. Kale looks up at Alvin. I'm pretty sure you're taller than me, right? Yeah.
How tall is Kale?
Like 5'5".
Yeah, Alvin's like 6'7" inches taller than you.
I thought Kale was taller than that.
Yeah.
No, he's pretty short.
Alvin
looks up at
is like 6 foot, maybe a little bit above.
Well, then Kale cranes his neck all the way up and it's like, "You look horrible."
Thanks.
You're welcome. Let me know if I can't, like, maybe try and conjure something for you to hit. Alright?
You could clean my robes for me before Carmen gets upset.
Oh, right. Kale looks around where all the torn parts are, casts mending, prestos, cleans everything, and it's like, good as new.
Thank you.
As Kale walks off to his own room, how does he keep his hair bald all the time? I never see him shave.
So, Trym probably does not come out of her room until called.
And would I be in there too, helping you out?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Carmen yells out to you, Robin. I hope you're changing too.
Double.
Hey, armor is easy.
About 20 to 25 minutes later, Aldrik comes back downstairs wearing his priestly garb.
Kale is wearing commoner clothes, which are a lot better than farmer clothes, but it's still pretty.
Carmen looks at him. No, you're representing me now as my apprentice.
I'm gonna be a cat! It doesn't matter what I wear!
It doesn't matter. You'll be the best dressed cat there. And she hands you some clothes.
That's not how this works!
Your little bow tie.
Yes. She hands you some clothes, which do include a bow tie.
So probably much later. But I'm gonna be coming down first. And I got trapped in my bed by a cat. Can you post a picture of what I have?
Oh,
I thought that was like in the game. I was like, a cat trapped you in your really
Meow!
real life. Okay.
Kale has already turned himself into a cat and is like harassing Robin.
Robin, which one are you wearing? Village?
I'm talking to
Oh, okay, good.
Trym.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's all. I didn't get anything. All right.
Yeah, I'll get it.
And so I'm gonna come down first, wearing a very red gown, black and red gown, and behind me.
Yeah. Well, I guess she'll probably drag Trym down with her. And
Yep.
Trym is
Probably holding hands if I have to.
Yeah,
Trym
a little bit of a dragging.
Trym has really bright cheeks, but she's wearing a very nice velvet blue dress with a white vest over it and silver trim, and she has a gold and silver necklace with Lathander's symbol on it, and her hair is all done up really, really nice and everything, and but she's still holding on to
I think I also, yeah. I think I also had like a pearl necklace or something I could wear.
Yeah, you probably also have things from that original jewelry that you had found.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I prefer Julie.
So Trym's cheeks are really bright. I feel weird without my armor on. She's clutching Tildon uncomfortably.
Acodo has no words. He's Trym in the dress. He's just. But you.
Is this
Where's
the
your armor?
real life?
My armor,
So post the pictures, post the pictures!
my armor is back in my room. Maybe I should go put it back on.
Aldrik turns and says, "No, that's a good choice, Trym."
Is it? She's kind of looking down at herself very self-consciously.
You can see Aldric's wearing, long robes, kind of a whitish goldish with a few streaks of like an orange or a pink. And he's wearing his amulet is on top of his robes.
Post a picture of what you're wearing.
Yeah, Trym is, she's still clutching onto Tildon. And, says, I don't want to leave Tildon behind. Or any sword. Any weapon, for that matter. And she's kind of looking at Acodo.
Acodo looks back at her. You want to place Tildon in here?
Yeah.
And he points at the bag of holding.
She nods, and then she kind of looks.
Now that Halron's not in there, that's a
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what would have happened into the same bag of holding. Like, if you try to draw one out, does it just like disappear? It doesn't anymore?
I don't know. So if Tildon doesn't put up any immediate protest and threaten to slaughter everyone in the room.
As if he hasn't already done that.
She.
Whatever.
So yeah, Trym will put Tildon into Kodo's bag of holding, and then she'll like grab Acodo by the collar of his shirt and yank him down to her level and say, "You stick close to me, so if anything happens, I can start hacking stuff."
You're wrinkling my shirt. Okay? A simple come down here would be enough.
She kind of lets go and gives him a quick swipe on his collar to straighten things out. Good, as long as you understand.
Of course.
If you get out of sight, I'm gonna panic.
Carmen says, I'll open the teleportation circle for you guys. We'll go straight into Castle Waterdeep.
I forget that's a thing.
Someday I will teach you that, Kale.
Oh, I'll teach myself. Don't you worry about that one.
Gotta change that. Maybe you might want to teach him about words first.
Actually, yeah, why not? It sounds like fun.
So she leads the way through the courtyard to the teleportation circle. She enters before you guys to talk to the guards on the other side, and comes back as they're expecting you. The guards will accompany you to the council chambers.
Newsers are coming with, right?
Newsers are not going.
What?
No, it's just us.
Oh God. Robin, turn me into a cat now.
Carmen says, they don't need information from us.
Yeah, okay.
Robin turns to Kale. Thanks for the sandwich and the tea. That was really nice.
Kale gives her a thumbs up and then looks really stern. Cat, now.
Yay. So she does that. And then she picks them up.
And Trym takes Aldrik's arm, whether he offers it or not. She's kind of quivering a little bit.
And Aldrich just like looks over at her and is like, just, oh, okay. Trym, are you doing all right?
Hey, I'm just fine. Keep an eye on Acodo. If he leaves, we've got problems.
If he leaves, why would he leave?
Well, I don't know, but if he tries to leave, at least grab that bag off of his belt.
Acodo casts invisibility. I'm playing. No.
Trym would have to make a wisdom saving throw to keep from freaking out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just so you know, Acodo, your mom would not approve.
There's a lot of things she doesn't approve.
All right. So yes, you pass through the teleportation circle. There are the city guard on the other side. They all salute as you come through, and they let you know the council is waiting.
Alvin's been here before, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Alvin's been here?
Mm-hmm.
But they're taking you the front way versus the back way.
Gotcha, just making sure.
Yeah.
Cindy, logistically speaking, could I use subtle spell to cast things without having to say and move stuff? As a cat?
As a cat.
Hopefully this will solve a verbal component.
I'm going to make it conditional.
Okay, so I could probably cast things like message, maybe? But
Yes.
not like wall of fire.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, sounds... Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Is Cat Kale needs to interject with...
Yes.
Perfect.
You can interject.
The real question is when he casts it, is it going to come through as...
The whole point of subtle spell is that I don't have to say or do anything.
I can just see Aldrik with his comprehend languages. Is it a cat language? Okay.
You need to speak with animals.
Yeah, some people can cast nice rituals like that one.
Okay, to be clear on something, Kale, is she casting polymorph on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
The
stats
target-
change, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes the animal's statistics, including mental ability scores.
3.
So I don't know what the intelligence
Maybe
score of a
it's
cat
really
is.
smart cat.
God damn it.
Well, cats are the most intelligent creatures on Earth. That's how they're taking over the planet.
Yeah, it retained its alignment and personality. So that's going to be a really mean, volatile cat.
Look for the cat that's like chasing after candles and trying to knock them over so it can set things on fire.
Oh my gosh.
So
I didn't even notice you changed your name to Cat Kale.
Yeah, your intelligence is 3 as a cat, by the way.
Wow, I just took a 14 points hit in intelligence. Okay.
What? You have 17 intelligence?
16.
Oh,
Sorry, 12.
I'm bad at math.
No. I'm bad at math. I thought I had 17.
Okay, anyways. 3 intelligence, so I don't think you could...
I don't think we'll
talk
notice
with
that
message.
much of a difference.
Well, Cat Kale won't be able to remember, understand, or say anything, so he's just going to probably sit somewhere. Oh, I know what. Cat Kale stands after he's been polymorphed. Cat Kale sits on the ground waiting for somebody to pick him up.
And I already did.
Okay. Then that's where I'm staying. Though I would like to wonder, does Lex get cramped?
Imagine Lex is now talking to a cat.
No, you can't piss here! This is Castle Waterdeep, you can't just, no! Why are you taking...
Not a raw mouse. Don't do it.
All right. So you guys follow the guards as they lead the way to the council room. It is the room itself has a number of people gathered around the raised area. The raised area has essentially what looks like a throne and then chairs on either side. And there's a woman in the center chair, and then to either side there's two masked lords.
Meow.
Okay, so these are the people who are at the council, just so you know. Not everyone has names, but
You said there are currently 2 masked lords here?
4, 2 on either
4.
side.
Alvin does have his hood up, by the way.
Okay.
Is the one with the stick, is that Leosin? Or just looks kind of like Leosin?
There is Leosin is here.
Okay,
Anthar Froom is
yeah,
here.
Okay, now Anthar and Leosin are the two there on the far left, right?
Yes.
Some on the right are going off the screen for me. I don't know if that's
me
just...
too. I can only see half of them.
I recognize the portrait for Lady Steelshine, but I don't know the bottom two.
They're going off the screen?
Yeah, I can only
see half of the three on the
Yeah,
left. We can
I'll
only
take a
see 2
screenshot.
squares.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'll move them.
You have to set the zoom in a little bit differently. I somehow got it to work by myself, but I don't know what happened.
I'm
or what
zoomed
I
all
did.
the way out.
Yeah, no, you can't zoom all the way out. It's like you have to zoom one in. I don't know why.
I
It's
see
weird.
mine perfect. Yeah.
So these are all the people we recognize, and then there are also 2 masked lords. Is that right?
So
4
there's you can't see the masked lords. I didn't put them on the screen. There's 2 masked lords to either side up on the raised platform.
Okay, and Laryl Silverhand is kind of like up with them.
Yes. So she's on the throne essentially.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
She's the open lord of Waterdeep, and the rest are gathered around. And Laryl says, "Welcome. Do you need introductions?"
I think that would be helpful. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I will definitely perform introductions after the Council of Waterdeep determines the next steps, the plans. I'm told that you have information about what is happening with the cult of the dragon and what threat it might pose to Waterdeep, the Lord's Alliance, and the world in general.
Yes.
Aldrik turns and looks to Acodo, who has kind of been the spokesman for the group recently.
Trym also looks at Acodo.
Cat Kale with his 3 intelligence knows this is an Acodo.
I mean, yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to pull up my notes. I have nothing pulled up.
Laryl says, Kodo rolled a gust. Do you represent your group?
Yes.
Okay. We are here convened to determine what are the next actions to be expected. Before we determine these actions, we do need an update. Leosin has told us a little bit of what has been going on with the Cult of the Dragon, but there are some things we do not know. Firstly, we do know that there are 5 worm speakers for the Cult of the Dragon, and we know the location of 3 of them. Do you as a group know the location of any of them?
Aldrik speaks up. We know of the former location of one of them, who is now dead by our hands, and we know of a second who fled rather than come to the location we were present at. The Black Worm Speaker was killed by our party at a
Resmir.
castle. Resmir, that's correct. She was killed at a castle in the Mirror of the Dead Men.
One of the masked lords, their voices are disguised, so you cannot recognize if they're even male or female, asks, "Why didn't you take her prisoner?"
Aldrik looks up. That was not an option at the time. In fact, when we began to wear her down, as she fell, she vanished. She turned to ash.
Just putting it lightly.
One of the people that's not a masked lord, nor the open lord of Waterdeep, King Melindrak, is the elf here, says, "I would hope that you would plan to capture and not kill any other worm speakers you come across."
If that is an option that is available to us, we would certainly try to do so. My suspicion is that they will be loath to be captured, but we will do our best.
So Laurel says, "I suspect that they will fill the position of the Black Worm Speaker in the near future. Do you know the location of the green or the blue?"
We do not. The only other one we know anything about is the speaker for the White Verum, who is supposed to be meeting us at the location we went to, and who did not arrive.
The Harpers brought us some information about the possible whereabouts of Verum. We will probably send someone to intercept him.
We do know the most likely candidate to take the place of the Black Worm Speaker.
Did you capture him or her?
No.
We were told that, Laurel says, we were told that a cloud giant castle was seen over Scornable recently.
That's correct. That was how we returned here in a roundabout manner. Would you like the account of our travels so that you can put everything together?
Both sides where people are nodding, and she says, "Yes, that would be appreciated. I will tell you that there are many different viewpoints in on the council. Some in favor of your action, some against them. But all would want to hear the tale."
So Aldrik will basically tell the tale. Do you want me to relate at least the very short bits of it?
Sure. Relay what you believe are the important bits of it.
Okay, yep. So we traveled north on directions of Onthar, Froom, and Leosin, and several others who were involved. As many here know, we traveled from here to the Mirror of the Dead Men, where we then we located the path that the cult was taking the treasure. Back through into the Mirror of the Dead Men. We were able to make our way with the assistance of a lizard folk. And arriving at the castle, we found that it was occupied by the cult, who were employing both some lizard folk and some of the other denizens of the swamp, the bullywugs, and putting them to work. We were able to infiltrate the castle and to kill the key members of the cult there at the castle. And we discovered that there was a portal underneath the castle which transported us to a lodge in the far north. We were able to travel from the lodge to meet the Cloud Giant castle. There on the castle, we dealt with the white dragon Glaziel and chased her off. She had been maintaining guard on the dragon cult Horde within the castle, and the castle had been used by the cult to transport treasure back and forth from that location down to sounds like their primary base. We were able to, in driving off the dragon, we were able to convince the lord of the Cloud Giant Castle to cease his alliance with the cult.
Did you gain the alliance of the Cloud Giant?
We have made a deal with him. He has asked us to assist him in retrieving his children who were kidnapped by a group of hill giants. And so that is something we've been working on since returning here, is trying to locate those hill giants.
I will be honest with everyone in this room. We do need allies if we are to succeed against the cult. Do you have an idea of what the cult actually plans to do and when?
We don't have a timeline, but we are told in no uncertain terms that the intent of the cult is to bring about the return of Tiamat, and that they are gathering treasure to be offered to her as they bring about her return. They've been partnering in a parent alliance with the Wizards of Thay to make this happen.
The Will of Dragons.
And their intended location is the Well of Dragons, that's correct.
Leosin had told us that the Harpers are tracking Verum as we speak. I am concerned of the recent assassination of a masked lord of Waterdeep. And I have promised his wife that we will seek justice because it appears the culprits are the cult.
Called it.
Out of character. That was pretty stupid of them. What? They effectively gained the enemy of all the noble houses of Waterdeep?
Yeah, you would think so, right?
Are they out of their mind?
Well,
Why would they do that?
Then again, they have a really bad idea about how to transport treasures. Who knows what they're thinking?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's insanity. Okay, back in character.
The lord that was assassinated, Lord Olbrinter, had
Could
been
you write that
tracking
name in
the...
chat, please?
Yes, sorry. Had been tracking the location of the red worm speaker. I fear he got too close. So, a couple of other things that have been brought to our attention by various people. The Emerald Enclave wants to know what happened to the dragon eggs that were discovered.
Do you mean the dragon eggs that were down by Baldur's Gate in their camp down there?
I believe El Terrell.
Out of character, we did destroy those 3 eggs, right?
Yeah, there were only 3. 2 black, 1 blue, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
The only dragon eggs that we came across in between El Terrell and Baldur's Gate in the area there's 2 black eggs and a blue egg, which were destroyed by us as we exited.
So she says, well, we thought as much. Or the Emerald Enclave thought as much. And what have you discovered of any alliance with the Wizards of Thay?
On the Cloud Castle, there were 2 wizards present. One in a magic projection sort of form, were there to continue to discuss and strengthen the alliance between themselves and the cult.
Why would they want to be allied?
I'm not sure that we know the answer to that question yet. We have one possible guess is there's some sort of connection with an ancient magic dealing with rune wells and rune mirrors, somehow connected with the cult and the Red Wizards of Thay. We do not know how yet.
The lead wizard we dealt with was a man named Rathmodar. If that name means anything.
She looks over Ashley to Leosin, who nods, and she says, "The name is familiar. He is high-ranking under the Lich." Yes, and Resmer had a black dragon mask. What became of it?
Knew that would come up.
Yeah. I guess, Acodo pulls
Oh
it out.
no, we lost it. We had it, and then we misplaced it, and now it's gone. Oh no.
We're not keeping it a
Sorry,
secret.
is this meow 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 meow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just checking. Okay.
Yeah, Acodo pulls it out from his tunic.
Kale meows in dissatisfaction, disbelief,
Aldrik
disapproval.
Aldrik shushes the cat.
So one of the other mask lords says, "Is it sentient?"
It is not.
What magical properties does it have?
Hold on, let me pull up my character sheet. Acodo will go into detail on what it does. It appears to be a black dragon mask. It gives you resistance to acid, and he'll go on.
Okay.
He'll give him the details of when he identified it.
She says, "Can it be examined by one of our experts in magic?"
She's asking if it can be examined.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Acodo hands it over.
Absolutely not, or rather, meow.
So Lady Steelshine actually steps forward. She takes the mask from you, Acodo. She starts turning it over. Lord Clarion also actually steps forward, and he takes the mask and he puts it on his head.
Acodo mentions that he needs to spend some time before, being able to use it.
And he gives you this look like, yes, I would know.
Okay.
And they step to the side and start whispering among themselves. And the Open Lord says to you, how do you propose we defeat Cult of the Dragon?
Well, in my observation, it's not gonna happen without some giants.
If I had to guess, the Well of Dragon would be significantly fortified. The fact that the castle and the Mirror of Dead was as well guarded as it was, I can only imagine how difficult it would be to get to the Well of Dragons. We need a lot more forces than what we currently have.
She says, I agree.
My inclination would be to suggest that there is a gathering of forces as a main force, and that main force should be used actually primarily as a distraction to allow a smaller group to infiltrate and attempt to deal with them from within while the force attacks from without.
Are you saying that a small group could take on Tiamat?
No.
No, I believe the intention would be to prevent the return of Tiamat, to deal with this before Tiamat herself returns. If Tiamat returns, the entire forces will absolutely be needed.
To that end, from what I understand, the masks are significantly contributing to the summoning process. If we could take out more of the worm speakers, we would probably slow them a great deal.
She looks at Alvin and she says, I agree with that. I agree with you too. We need to do multiple things. We need to increase our allies. I believe the giants would be helpful. I believe requesting aid from the metallic dragons might also be helpful. And we do need to decimate the cult of the dragon.
Now they're speaking Trym's language.
You said you need the location of the other worm speakers?
Yes. Well, we believe we do. And then someone from not from the platform says, we definitely need to kill the worm speakers.
Can we see who spoke?
Yep. So Remy Haventree spoke. And she says, I want to take them out myself.
Do you have a vendetta against them?
Yes, it was my husband who was killed.
Oh. Out of character, the other guy's name was Olbrinter,
Yes.
wasn't it? They just don't share a last name?
Right.
Okay.
Modern marriage. No.
I was gonna say she looks awfully young and attractive. What's his deal?
You don't know what that guy looks like. He was assassinated. He could have been pretty young too.
It sounded like he was an old man, so I don't know.
I actually might have a picture of him. Might actually be right. Hold on 1 second.
More importantly, is she actually wearing that armor and sword?
Yes.
Dang it! I was so underdressed.
God damn it, Carmen.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, is Ryan Nightshade actually holding her dagger like out in front of her, like ready to strike?
No. Though she is, she does represent the Centaurum, so you never know.
Oh, I'm sure she has knives on her, but it isn't actually out and unsheathed. So.
Okay. Okay, well, rather than spend a whole bunch of time trying to find that picture, just,
Okay, well, since he's doing that.
Yeah.
Out of character, if they're leaving it up to us, I really think our best bet would be hunting down the worm speakers. If we want to try and do as much damage to the cult as possible.
I agree. I think we deal with the worm speakers and we take care of the hill giant so that we can get Blagathkus as an ally. I think those would be the two highest priorities.
Yeah, depending on what information they have on the other worm speakers could depend on who we go after. Sounds like the Harpers are actively tracking Verum, and it sounds like they may know the location of the green. Or maybe the blue. Because we know Severin was the red, and he was the one being tracked by the guy who got assassinated. So I'm gonna guess that's not a good point, not a good direction to go right now. And Resmir's super dead. So that leaves Verum, Galvin, and whoever the green is. I don't have a name for the green.
Should we get Vario too while we're at it? I mean, if she's just gonna be a...
She doesn't have... She can't get a mask because we have the mask.
Yeah,
oh, that's true. Good
I mean, killing Vareo wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, but I think
we shouldn't like pursue it. We should
I agree.
Have masks so we can take the masks away.
We need to try and take as many of these masks from them as they can. As we can.
Remember that they don't need it, but it
they
just
don't,
helps
but
them.
it slows significantly.
Yeah.
That, and if they lose a lot of their
Skyrim
higher
vibes.
ups, it's better than, to take out most of their leadership, rather than us just assault the castle and have to deal with all these mega powerful people all at once.
Yeah, I mean, just like we did with Glaziel, ideally if we can fight them one individually would be much better.
Yeah.
Says that Trym wants dark vision. She wants her own mask.
Give you the white mask.
We're gonna need to be able to fly consistently, though. It looks like we'll be running around all of the Sword Coast.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So giant should be priority. So maybe we could have.
We need to get speed up and running. Either a flying castle or flying creatures.
Yeah, we can't spend
Wyverns!
2 months going from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep.
No. Yeah, what if we go get the Cloud Giant kids, and then in return, as payment, we also get some Wyverns?
I mean, we'll have a flying castle at that point, maybe.
Yeah.
I imagine he's going to want to go to war against the cult. So
Yeah, he might want to attack the castle up front. We need to be more...
he seemed very
discreet.
reasonable when we were speaking with him. I don't imagine he's going to do a frontal assault on the Well of Dragon.
Yeah, no, I think he'd probably be all for assassinating them one at a time and flying us to the destination.
But I agree.
I was just thinking a flying castle isn't exactly very sneaky.
Well, no, we fly close, and then we take the Wyverns from the castle down to where we need to go.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
So you can still use a Wyvern, we're just not going to fly them all over the place.
And then when he's not looking,
You cut out.
I didn't cut it out. That sounded like a bad idea, so...
I'll take that as a sign.
God damn it.
Technology conspires against you.
Bad ideas get censored.
So Laurel says, are you proposing something to the Council of Waterdeep?
Well, Alvin will leave it to Aldrin.
Aldrik will look back at the others and look up. I believe we'd be prepared to continue to assist in this matter. it sounds like our best bet would be to seek to deal with the hill giants so that we can gain an ally in the cloud giants, and then to work to track down and systematically remove these other worm speakers from the picture.
Leosin says at this point, what was the name of the cloud giant again?
Blagathkus.
And then he says to Laryl, we do know that Blagathus has been both against the Lord's Alliance in the past and for the Lord's Alliance. He's been an ally and an enemy in many years. But we also know he does command, as a high general, an army of giants. If we can win him over as an ally in this fight against the Cult of the Dragon, it would be very helpful.
Oh shit, did we know that? I don't care if
Wait,
you know he commands an army of
I don't
giants.
think we knew that.
Yeah, he did say that, I think, because
Did he? Okay.
he had that big
I didn't know
mural or
this.
whatever on his wall.
I feel like I should have written that down, so I don't know what past me was doing. That seems pretty
Yeah.
significant.
No, if
so
we
I would
have an
written that in,
army
like,
of
big
giants,
letters.
Tiamat,
Army
bring it
of
on.
giants at ready.
Well,
Yeah.
He was just, the way he talked was just, it was all past tense, and he was just one of the guys. You know? Old war story, he never actually said he was a general.
Yeah, I have a war veteran, big on killing dragon. I have kill underline 3 times, but I don't have anything about an army.
Right.
I don't know if you remember the description of the murals. He was riding, I can't remember if it was a griffin or what it was, some big flying
rock,
creature.
right? The rock?
Yeah,
A rock.
a rock, yes. At the lead of the army.
So now all those slow level 7 adventurers are putting 2 and 4 together finally.
So Laurel says, so the proposition you have before the first council is to pursue an alliance with the giant.
Aldrik nods. That's correct.
I will ask Leosin and Dylan to continue on their search for the other worm speaker. We will have to use caution with Severin, since he has proven that he doesn't mind killing, no matter what position or station.
Do we know the name of the green mask holder?
She says, yes, but that is not to be revealed right now. Someone has requested that it remain secret.
Alvin looks surprised, but doesn't say anything.
Alright.
I think that's pretty important enough for Kale to try and want to make a wisdom saving throw. Wait,
No,
Oh.
no.
I don't think you understand what we're saying, Kale.
that's true. Lex does.
But did Lex tell you and did you understand?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wow. The answer's
Never mind.
no.
I failed it. Milk?
Trym kind of frowns at that, but she goes, well, until we
The
get
Kale
the giants.
cat just got dumber.
Yeah. She says, until we get the giants officially on our side, I suppose that makes sense. Though we are going to need the identity eventually if we're to start taking them out.
And she responds, I hear you, but a negotiation would need to be performed in order to release the name.
May I ask why it has been requested to be kept secret?
To protect the to protect someone.
But not the worm speaker.
She stays silent.
Trym's eyes narrow. When the time comes, just make sure those secrets don't get in the way of duty. And then she just leaves it at that.
So Laurel says, we will take a vote. All in favor having this party pursue an alliance with the giants, how they see fit, to provide them a means of transportation and other supplies. Essentially, all of the masked lords tip their staff that they have. And she says, okay, the decision is unanimous.
That's a good thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't here the last time.
We're being set loose to go kill giants. And make
Hell
friends
yeah,
with
let's
giants.
go.
As representatives of the city of Waterdeep, the city of splendors, you are expected to comport yourself in a manner that represents Waterdeep well.
Trym leans close to Aldrik. What does comport mean?
Aldrik just waves a hand at her. And he kind of cringes when he hears the statement, but nods in agreement.
You will have full support of the city of Waterdeep. Its denizens will be considered under your protection. And its resources will be made available to help you. You will, of course, be expected to attend all functions and council meetings.
Acodo sighs.
Trym looks like she's about to jump off a bridge somewhere, anywhere.
Oh no, we're
As
involved
if
in
on
politics.
cue, Cat Kale starts coughing up a hairball.
Aldrik nods in agreement as well.
Is required to participate in functions as long as it doesn't get in the way of our duties.
It is considered a duty.
We understand.
And so she stands. The masked lords stand. They file off. She stays. She says, let me introduce you to the rest of the council. You know Lichen. He represents the Harpers. You know Anthar Froom. He represents the Order of the Gauntlet. Lord Neverember is from Neverwinter.
Why
He's a
slow down?
representative. Pardon?
I can't write that fast.
Oh, sorry.
What was the one you just said? I'm sorry.
Lord
Neverember.
Neverember.
The dude.
Never Ember. Okay,
Yes.
that's a cool name. And who is he from?
He represents the Lord's Alliance.
Okay.
He is from Neverwinter.
Don't trust the Neverwinterian.
He is the former Open Lord of Waterdeep.
Oh.
Wait, they don't just reign until they die?
As you look at Neverember, he doesn't actually look too happy.
Oh. Makes sense.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Um, Lady Haventree is, as I
Also,
said, wife of the late. Um, sorry. Uh, Lord Olbrinter, who was one of the masked lords. I will have to replace him. I have not decided who yet.
wait, she becomes the Masked Lord?
No,
Oh, wait, okay.
not automatically.
But she can be.
Possibly.
Maybe, but we would never know.
But then everybody would know who the... What?
You are
Does it
not
make-
to know.
No, you.
I mean,
no
to be
one
fair,
would
this
know.
conversation is not happening because he's a cat.
Yeah.
So this is all out of character.
Well, yes, all of this is now out of character. Yes.
Ah, okay. I thought you said...
Okay. Lord Ravengard, older Ravengard, is up from Baldur's Gate. He's also a member of the Lord's Alliance. And Lord Hornblade is from Silvery Moon.
Is that something we're supposed to know, Silvery Moon?
Probably not.
Okay, cool.
Sir Isteval is from Cormyr and leads the Purple Dragon Knights and War Wizards. Rion Nightshade is a representative of the Zentarum.
We haven't met her before, right? Not like
We
in
have
Night
not.
Market.
If not. Dalen Winterhound represents the Emerald Enclave. And King Melandra is the king of the Misty Forest and the elves within. You, of course, know Lady Steelshine and Lord
I
Clarion.
don't. Not that one either.
Okay. So Lord Clarion, Lady Steelshine, they are advisors to the Lord's Alliance. They are not officially members.
Lord Clarion was involved in the Council Quiet meeting thing that we went to, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And he is the husband of Lady Steelshine.
Yes. Their names don't match.
Ah. What's up with that?
Just to confuse us.
Yes.
Maybe he's actually Lord Clarion Steelshine.
Not that he has ever admitted. And sorry, I know I'm missing someone. Who am I
Did we
missing?
get older Ravengard?
Yeah, he is from the Lord's Alliance in Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
I
the
missed-
person
I
you
missed it, alright.
didn't get was yeah. Okay. The person you didn't
Yeah, the dwarf, I guess.
is the dwarf. So he's an ambassador. Bronnenville is the son and a son of a former king of the Mithril Hall.
Nice.
So he is an ambassador from the Mithril Hall.
Yes, and represents the dwarves of the north, mostly Citadel Adbar and Citadel Felbar. And he shouts out, "And I hate dragons."
And he's the son of what?
A
Former
former
king.
king.
Is he like Akodo's fate, where he's the younger brother of somebody else, so he doesn't get to become king? Probably, huh?
It's a little bit more complicated.
Ah. Dwarves.
Who's the guy in the bottom left? Underneath Leosin?
That's Lord Clarion.
Clarion.
Oh, okay.
Did everybody come in here dressed in, well, at least decorative armor?
Those who would wear armor, like the wizard didn't.
So we technically could have come here in battle clothes and it would have been fitting just like perfectly fine. God
Yeah,
damn
probably.
it. Carmen.
Part of my battle clothes is in somebody's hands right now.
Yeah, are they gonna give that back?
Are you going to go ask them?
Yeah, Akado's gonna ask him.
Yeah.
And once this is over, of course, like once everything seems to calm down, he's gonna approach one of them and ask him.
Okay. So yeah, she dismisses everyone. People start filing out. So Acodo, you go and talk. Both Lord Clarion and Lady Steelshine are still kind of bent over this. It has now been about the time that would be needed for attunement. And Lord Clarion places it back on his head for a bit.
Excuse me, but isn't attunement like 2 hours or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's 20 minutes. I don't know why.
Alright,
Yeah, it's a short rest, I think.
Yeah, it's a short rest.
alright.
So Acodo, you go up.
Yeah, I approach them, and Acodo gives him a slight bow, and he says, "Will you be returning the mask?"
So Lady Steelshine says, about this mask. You can, of course, have it back, but I would advise you to be very cautious. It is in direct contact with the other masks. When worn, have any of you worn this for any length of time?
Oh, Elvin's not there earlier.
I
I was gonna say,
know
I'm
if
pretty
you
sure.
went over.
I think it's just Acodo went, right?
Okay. Then yeah, Alvin's hanging in the back, kind of watching where the Masked Lord's left.
Yeah, Acodo is gonna say, before I received the mask, my companion Alvin had it for a while. He mentioned something about that, but we weren't too sure what that actually meant.
What did he say specifically about it?
Oh man, let me pull up the exact
Scroll
words.
back through Discord.
Yeah, so I'm
I am
Or,
familiar with Alvin. Do you want me to call him over?
yes, that would be fine. Acodo munches to Alvin.
Okay. Alvin sees him out of the corner of his eye and then moves over. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Lady Steelshine, Lord Clarion. Pleasure to see you again.
It is nice to see you too. If you wouldn't mind showing your ring to my husband, he would like to see it.
Alvin looks a little surprised, but does as he says and shows Lord Clarion his left hand.
So Lord Clarion's examining it. He actually sends a little jolt of electricity into the ring. And then Lady Steelshine says, did you wear this mask, Alvin?
I did.
And did anything strange happen with it?
Yes. There were moments that I wasn't entirely certain of. They felt like memories, except none. And when I tried to think of them, they were fuzzy. But I eventually managed to focus, and I realized that I was in a monochromatic, soundless area, where I could see I could see two other mask wielders, a dwarf and a man in a turban. I later was informed was most likely Severin. They didn't seem to notice me at first, but when I tried to concentrate harder, they did, and Severin attempted to attack me with his mind, I suppose. I fended it off and took minimal damage, but the only time I saw them after that was after we had chased away the white dragon, and they looked very unhappy. and were displeased with my somewhat flippant response to their displeasure.
Did they attack you then?
No.
Are you sure?
If they did, I didn't feel anything.
Or remember?
Yes, I often don't remember my dreams either. I'm not sure.
Lord Clarion removes the mask. He hands it over to you, Acodo.
Okay.
And he tells you, be very cautious with it. It is magic that is similar but very dissimilar to your champion rings. It is a connection. They can locate you through when you wear this mask.
That means we can locate them.
I say,
Aha!
could we
Yeah.
reverse the process?
You could, if you are very skilled at magic.
Ha!
Kodo, that sounds like you.
So Boris could do it.
Boars could do it.
Aldrik's not actually here.
Aldrich from across the room. Boris could do it!
And then everybody's like, wait, he's not wrong.
Yeah. So he says, I am told that Severin is a very skilled wielder of magic. My guess is that whenever you see the other wearers of masks, the other worm speakers, the only time you will see them is if Severin is among them, or someone who wields magic. I don't believe Verum. Wields magic, but I know very little about him. But Resmir definitely didn't.
Acodo gives a nod and he'll put the mask back inside his tunic.
If Acodo wears being magical, would that connect the others as well?
It might. Acodo, do you have the ability to blank your mind?
Kale's really good at blanking his mind.
I can try.
As if Kale can fill his mind.
I'm going to say you don't. It's an 8th level abjuration spell.
Yikes.
Wow. Then yeah.
Of course I can. That's child's play for me.
Actually, both Bors and Carmen have this spell. Bors doesn't always prepare it, but Carmen usually does. I had forgotten about that. I've forgotten about level. Yeah. Good for 24 hours.
And
What's the name of the spell?
Mind blank?
Mind blank, yeah.
Wait, it's actually called Mind Blank.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point?
It's to protect you from this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's basically an omega defense against psychic and divinity and stuff like that.
Cool.
That actually sounds pretty amazing.
And no psychic damage, no divination spells, no thought reading.
Yeah, I'm immune to
Wish.
charm as well.
It counters wish spells that would change the target's memories. Yikes, that's neat. And you only need to waste one 8th level spell slot a day to keep that up. Nice.
Well, you could use it and then sleep for 8 hours and it would still be up.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but every day you would probably need to recast it.
Use it before bed every day and you're good to go.
Yeah, well, basically every day that you don't use an 8th level spell, you cast it,
Yeah.
and it'll be good for the next 24 hours before you go to bed.
True.
Maybe Carmen and Master Boars would know a way around that, Acodo?
For
They
24
might.
hours.
And honestly, it didn't seem that bad. Severin seemed pretty annoyed when I wasn't bothered by his attack.
So Lord Clarion says, it is probably stronger with proximity. And it might be stronger if you're skilled in the arcane.
Could Acodo do it back to them?
He might.
Acodo, you could have a mind duel.
I know, right? I've always wanted one of those.
And listen, the more masks we collect, the more, the less danger there is to you.
This is true.
So Lady Steelshine says, are there any other questions you have?
No, I do not.
Then we will see you all at the processional tomorrow.
Kale is invited, sort of.
Not anymore. He's
Wait, the processional is considered... Oh, it's an official event now. We're all required to go.
Yeah.
I just put that together.
Great.
Yeah, so all those complaints about politics. Ouch.
Yeah, that's what I said immediately.
Ouch, I know.
Immediately. I said,
Ouch.
oh, look, we're in politics.
On the bright side, you guys get to meet my parents.
Oh man.
how is that?
Yeah, that sounds like a bright side, alright.
Oh, I've always wanted to meet parents.
Oh no, that's right. Alvin is an orphan. I can't sacrifice orphanage children to hill giants. God damn it.
I didn't grow up in an orphanage, Cal. Cat Cal.
Same thing. Same thing.
What Kale meant by that was,
Oh, kitty.
Alright, I'm going to say this is a good stopping point. We would probably be able to do a lot of play by text for the pre-processional or even the processional.
Okay.
Maybe.
Cat Kale's not gotten a chance to talk to Lady Steelshine, has he?
Nope.
Nope.
Did you give Lady Steelshine the gem?
Nope.
What? Why?
Well, technically I did. But I haven't.
What? Why?
Oh, it's about you're a cat and you can't ask.
Is it because it makes Bo magical? You just want a magical...
What's a
I mean,
basilisk?
Bo is already a basilisk, so... He's just a magic basilisk, so...
Yeah, I still can't believe that's a thing.
Seeing is believing, Cal. Just look into Bo's eyes and see what you believe.
I've tried that once. I don't like doing it.
Here, we can try it while you're a cat.
Wait, no! I only have 2 HP!
Listen, just don't fail your con save.
I mean, on the bright side, you return back to Kale.
Does he though, if he's
Oh.
petrified?
Oh,
Petrified cat Kale.
well, no, I mean, it depends on whether or not the petrify involves losing HP. If it doesn't involve losing HP, it'd be petrified cat. But if he lost his 2 HP, then he would immediately turn back to Kale.
On the bright side, when you're petrified, if you lose a limb, it's gone forever.
Wait, no, what was that?
Yeah, if you're petrified and your leg breaks off, and then you get unpetrified, your leg's gone.
I should say, I don't think even Akodo's thing can deal with that, can it?
It could if he was petrified.
Well, but doesn't he have to be able to, like pick it up and kind of reattach it, sort of?
Yeah, he could, because I mean, the
He
limb
can,
would depetrify
he can
too.
grab all
Mm.
the little pieces and then just like slap them on like jigsaws.
I will cast mending
Petrified.
on it.
Would that
Because
work?
of a petrified. Wait,
No,
yeah, would that work?
No. Alright, yeah, so you guys head back to the teleport circle, and essentially they tell you, do you have someone who can teleport you? And you end up walking through the streets back to the newsers.
Alvin puts his
Wait.
hood back. Oh, he never took his hood off, so no, he's good.
Acodo, you and I need to both learn teleports.
Yeah.
Can you learn it?
I don't know. I mean, I can do Dimension Door.
No,
Is it
it's not the same.
The
Dimension?
teleport circle thing? Is it a
No,
ritual?
no, it's not. Sorcerers can't cast rituals.
What? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, ritual casting is one of their features.
Oh wow.
I was actually thinking of getting.
Wizards, clerics, druids.
Warlocks can too.
Bards.
Oh, warlocks can only do it if they have the
Tome. The Pact of the Tome.
tome.
All true warlocks do. So.
If you don't have Pact of the Tome, you're not a real warlock.
That's right.
Get out of here, fake warlock.
Well, blade locks are pretty sweet.
Bards can
Nope.
too.
Yeah,
And bards can.
Yeah.
Paladins cannot.
It's actually
Guys,
easier
no
to list the
paladins?
classes that can't.
Paladins and sorcerers and several of the types of warlocks can.
Can rangers?
I believe so.
Huh. That's so strange.
Yeah, that really is weird.
But then again, I guess rangers are like druids with
Oh,
less.
actually, no, rangers can't.
Yeah, they don't have the ritual cast thing.
Okay. I was actually thinking of grabbing the feet, but it felt like not really useful. And then I realized like utility spells in D&D are like really freaking good. My fault for never having played an RPG with proper utility spells.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks all.
Yeah, you guys are back at the newsers in time for dinner.
Yes.
Nice.
Trym is gonna rage eat now. She's not happy being involved in politics.
Is Master Emeritus still there?
Welcome to
Yes,
my
she-
world.
Yes.
Wait, Muratis is still here.
Yes, she is. And pretty unimpressed with Kale.
What?
You do not want to try the shit you do with Alvin with her, Kale.
Oh,
She will
dude,
literally
that's
kill you.
awesome.
Ah, as if that's never happened before.
I'll just go and talk to probably Mrs. Newser and ask her if she knows of anybody who might be perform the service of going to purchase items from stores, particularly the Thayan Enclave.
A courier.
Basically, he's trying to find someone who will purchase something for him.
You know who could do that?
Little street boys.
Hell yeah!
Kale, your fascination with little boys is...
Go to the orphanage.
I'm not giving 2,300 gold to a little street boy.
No. And sending them into the fan. Yeah.
And I myself am definitely not going to the Thayan Enclave. So basically, he's going to ask her if she knows of anybody who might be able to do that.
I'm a little street boy who's never been to the Thayan Enclave. I don't think they know who I am, right? Wait, no, they do. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason we're not going to the Thayan Enclave, because they know who we are.
Why do we need to go there again? What do you want to buy?
They have a beautiful set of mithril armor that I could wear underneath clothes.
Ah. Can't we buy that from any other Waterdeep magic vendor place?
I mean,
Also, did we
maybe.
restock on health potions?
Yeah, we did.
got
3 of them.
we got
Okay.
3.
Do you want one?
I'd like to have one on me, if no one minds.
Go for
No.
it.
Feel free.
That's actually one thing I didn't add to the loot. I don't think.
Okay, do you mean to add all 3 to my inventory then? Or do we want to spread it out to people?
Probably spread it out, but you should definitely take one. That way you can be like the ambulance and run and get to them if they need it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
with haste, you can actually use an action to use an item, so...
Yeah, I actually I expect you to make the noises as you run to them.
Oh yeah, believe me, I'm gonna do it.
As he runs at
Is it
110.
just a potion of healing? Are all 3 just normal potions of healing?
I think they're normal, the 50 gold
Yes.
ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
They're like the 1d4 plus 4s or whatever, right?
Something like that. I think it's 2d4.
I think, yeah, 2d4 sounds right.
Okay. I really like these critical fumble tables I've got here. Sorry, I'm on Fantasy Grounds looking at them. But
So basically, Aldrik would like to see if she knows someone who he could provide with the 2,300 gold and whatever the appropriate fee would be for them to go and pick up the mithril half plate that we saw last time, if it's still available, and return it here.
okay. She says, I do have some connections with other houses of Waterdeep. I can make some arrangement through them.
Thank you, that'd be
Sweet.
appreciated.
And she says,
We're not gonna ask her if she can mind blank.
We can do that in text over the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we are going to ask her that,
You
right?
figure out something because Acodo needs that mask.
Yeah.
Can't have him getting blasted every time he puts it on.
Maybe you
'Cause
can
you-
teach him how to be a monk and meditate.
Well, it didn't work for me because I'm not magical. So
It's true.
Oh man.
But how bad can it be? Acodo dies from his brain turning into gelatin. It's okay.
maybe it'll be a non-issue. 'Cause it may be only Severin's magical, and it's only a problem when Severin's connected. Don't know. We'll see. We'll do it in chat, I guess.
Sounds
Yeah, I
good.
can make Akoto's brain blow up in chat. That's okay.
And we're gonna find some way to feed hill giants without sacrificing orphanage kids, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hill Giants, not
Oh, yeah,
great.
by the way,
So we should definitely be prepared for
on the
that.
way back, oh yeah, no, sorry. But on the way back, Robin's totally trying to train Kale to do tricks while he's still a cat.
Oh my god.
Cats aren't really into tricks, are they?
No,
Yes, they are.
Kale
My cat
would-
is.
Cat Kale would not do that.
The cat does retain the personality.
I
Yeah.
say, what if she makes like an amazing animal handling check?
I'll give you that. What? If you make a really good animal handling check, like I'd say 15 and up, then yeah, sure, Kale will do one trick.
Oh,
God damn it!
it's an
I'll say
it's an 11.
It's an 11.
I wouldn't say it's
Hey, what is it?
advantaged. Yeah.
He wants to do a trick. Why'd you make it a 15? Okay.
Because it would have to be pretty hard to.
Here's one thing I liked from Volo's Guide to Monsters about the hill giants. They have a game called Stuff, and they put how many halflings, gnomes, and goblins they can fit into their mouths. with
Oh,
the
God!
following.
Oh my god, it's the marshmallow game.
You have to say Chubby Bunny afterwards?
Yeah,
Oh my god! Do they have to say stuff before they pop another halfling in? God damn! Oh no!
Why is it?
On
always
the other hand-
halflings?
We need to find a dwarven orphan.
Listen.
They didn't say dwarves, did they?
No,
They did.
halflings, gnomes, and,
Oh.
or goblins.
Goblins! We'll grab goblins! We'll grab a whole bunch of goblins.
I don't think you understand how much 7 hill giants can eat. 7.
It's
There's
fine.
7
Do
of
they
them.
eat kobolds?
I wonder about hobgoblins.
They'll eat
I can't
anything.
imagine kobolds taste very good, but maybe if they're really desperate.
Goblins taste better, I guess.
This is gonna be fun, guys. It'll be fun.
How do we...
Acodo says from 120 feet away from the hill giant.
Yep.
It's fine!
He's
While
gonna take
invisible.
Spell sniper, so he can be like 240 feet away.
Wait, you have spell sniper?
No, I don't.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
he's going to take it, so he'll be 240 feet away.
Oh,
He can
hell
just be like,
yeah.
And then I can put what's that? Eldritch Lance or whatever.
Spear. Eldritch
Yeah.
Spear. Yeah, and you'd be like 600 feet away.
That's our
600.
new engagement plan is we'll stand right in front of him and we'll just let him kill everybody. from
The
600
code just
feet away.
snipes everything.
Alright, guys. Good night.
Alright, good night for real.
Alright.
Nice.
I
Good night.
train Kale to sit.